All right, you guys, what's going on? This is your boy Town Biz. All right, so check this out. All right, so here we go again, and it's been a few days since Terence Crawford's magnificent performance versus Canelo Alvarez, and you have the usual suspects trying to downplay Terence Crawford's brilliant performance by basically, trying to say the typical excuse whenever a black fighter beats a Mexican fighter, soundly. Bud beat Canelo soundly, and then, of course, you got primarily Mexicans making excuses with the typical tired victimhood excuse that Terence Crawford was running. There's nothing in the rule books that say that you have to stand there. Oh, well, he should have did what Christian Mobility. No, hey, he don't have to do what Christian Mobility did. Bud fights the way he wants to fight. I think people cannot handle the fact how easy Bud beat Canelo, and due to the fact that Bud had Canelo so frustrated, Canelo was on the verge of possibly packing it in. And basically, I showed that in a short clip that showed that Canelo damn near quit in that fight. Oh, Canelo wouldn't. Oh, he was about to quit, and he almost got knocked out. And like I said, and if they fight again, Bud will beat the fuck out of him even worse in a rematch. Like, listen, y'all, and particularly to the Mexicans, not the racist one, the one that can just accept the fact that Terence Crawford was the better man that night. And this is why I will continue to say there ain't no black and brown alliance. I'm gonna say this: a lot of y'all are cool with black people till you ain't cool with black people. You cool with black people if it benefits you. Like, how long we gonna keep hearing these excuses where you try to minimize a brother's skills? Okay, it's called boxing. The art of boxing is to hit and get hit. So Bud, because Canelo lacks certain skills that he's supposed to accommodate Canelo. At the end of the day, you know how stupid you sound? And I don't give a damn about you getting mad. Don't come on here and say, hey, man, why you making this about race? Y'all making this about race. Y'all are cowards. Just say what it really is. Just say what it really is. Be a man or be a woman about it. And that's what I'm saying. And Bud, for a certain, Bud to a certain aspect tried to pay homage because it was Mexican Independence Weekend. But that's why that victory was so sweet. Come here talking about trying to use your fake reverse psychology. Oh, it's just a fight. There's no racial pride involved. Oh, okay. Well, why y'all be bringing flags and stuff to fights and stuff if it ain't about racial pride or tribalism? See, you only saying it ain't about race because your guy didn't win. And somebody got to say this. See, I'm different from these other dudes out here. I'm not finna play these games, and I'm not finna sugarcoat stuff, because somebody just got to say it out loud. I done had enough of this. I'm tired of y'all trying to discredit the brothers. I just didn't had enough of this. Every time it's an excuse to discredit a black fighter's skills. Oh, he was running. I'm gonna tell y'all what that means when they say that stuff. We just shocked how easy the black fighter beat the Mexican fighter. That's their go-to move. That's their go-to excuse. At the end of the day, Canelo got his ass beat, and that's just the bottom line. Accepted and respected. I'm tired of playing these games with y'all, and I'm not finna be nice about it. And that's why people say the stuff they say about y'all. It was so funny. Just 2 weeks ago. Oh, when you saw that Boots was sparring with Canelo. Oh, it's over. What's over? Yeah, it was over all right. It was over for Canelo. Boots ain't Terence Crawford. And the funny part about it was Bud fought pretty much southpaw the whole fight. He pretty much fought southpaw. I don't even think he went to orthodox. He went southpaw the whole fight and wore Canelo's ass out. So y'all thought that it was you thought it was a victory for Canelo because Boots was with him. Only to find out it didn't even mean nothing. You was cool. You became fans of Boots then. Now, I guarantee you when he fight Virgil Ortiz, you're going to be saying the same thing. You didn't care about Boots till you thought he was help. You said Boots hadn't fought nobody. You said that Boots wasn't really that good. But then when you found out that he was helping Canelo, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with. But when that final bell rang and you knew that Terence Crawford soundly defeated, and I mean soundly defeated Canelo, no matter what the scorecard say, you couldn't take it. You had your excuses lined up. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell the brothers and stuff, or the non-blacks that's fans of boxing that witnessed a masterpiece by Terence Crawford. The next excuse is gonna be snack. But I'm about to expose that. In another video. How I'm gonna show you that this snack stuff is race oriented. And I'm gonna show you unmitigated, without shadow of a doubt, proof. And then for the black people that's pushing that line about snack being performance enhancing drugs, they ain't nothing but a bunch of coons. All these dudes that's calling Terence Crawford a drug cheat and all that kind of stuff, that happen to be black, they just being a coon in a Sambo. That's all it come down to. I was just hoping that people would just give Terence Crawford his just due. There's nothing in the boxing rule books that say that you have to just stand there and exchange punches. A lot of times when people fight a phone booth fight is because they don't have the mobile ability to reset, jump in, and jump out, and pick their spots when they throw punches and everything. You see what happened when Terence Crawford and Canelo tried to trade. Terence Crawford got the best of the trades. So now what? If Terence Crawford had stood in the middle of the ring all night, Canelo would have got put on his ass. And he almost got put on his ass in the 12th round. He got hurt a few times in that fight. All that ironclad chin stuff is complete BS. What did I tell you? If you hit somebody, it don't matter how good their chin is, depending on the angle, the force of the punch, force impact, you can put anybody down. If Floyd Mayweather could get rocked twice by Sugar, and I'm talking about Floyd, had Shane landed that punch one more time, Floyd, I don't care how much will Floyd have, Floyd would have had to been trying to make a 10 count. But see, the thing is, y'all think y'all can come on these platforms. Yeah, but stay on your platform. Because you better not come on mine talking that, Terence Crawford was running. See, I told y'all that was going to be their built-in excuse. And then, like I say, to see the way they treated Terence Crawford, booing him and all that kind of stuff. Terence Crawford ain't never did nothing disrespectful. He's never disrespected Mexicans and the Mexican fan base. But the black fan base been disrespected. Black people been disrespected by Ryan Garcia and by Teofimo Lopez. At the end of the day, I wish these black fighters would start calling these other black fighters out. Now, I know for the sake of boxing that these dudes, they have to be civil, but at the end of the day, they got to start calling this stuff out. And they got to start calling these these fighters to the carpet when they be cooning and stuff like Tank and stuff. Tank is a coon, and I've been saying it. He a coon. He's a handkerchief head coon. Talking about he gonna swing on somebody. Like, Tank, you a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, I said it. You been one. Tank a bitch ass nigga. Both of the Charlo brothers are. You know, real talk. Nobody, I'm gonna say this again, ain't nobody scared of none of you boxers. None of y'all. None of y'all. And I'm just keeping it a buck. It's amazing. Terence Crawford never disrespected anybody, always showed respect to his opponents, for the most part. But then you see nothing but disrespect towards black people and black fighters. And then when you call this out there, people say you guys are too emotional. No, y'all the ones are too emotional. Y'all too emotional. Just can't accept the fact that Canelo got his ass handed to him by a smaller man, a more skillful man. And that's all it come down to. That's all it come down to. Listen, somebody got to say this stuff. I'm going to say this again. I'm not worried about nobody not liking me. I'm not worried about none of that stuff. I don't care what you say about me. I ain't worried about none of that stuff. As long as you don't run up on me, it'll be fine. I'm going to say this again. I'm willing to use up to lethal force if somebody run up on me. Not asking for it, but I'm willing to go that route. So if you see me, don't try to confront me. Don't try to say, hey, Tail, can I talk to you about some? Fuck you. I ain't talking to you about shit. Just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. I ain't got to explain myself to you. I ain't got to explain my actions. I stand on everything I say. I mean it 100%. I didn't have enough of this. Excuses, excuses, excuses. If Terence Crawford would have lost, I would have accepted it. I would have said, hey, he dared to be great. That's it, that's all. I told you I was riding with Terence Crawford, win, lose, or draw. I mean, how long y'all go continue to pull this stuff? This is ran its course now. This is dry. Just like everybody keep making those goofy jokes about every time Devin make an appearance, oh, Devin gonna sue somebody. Listen, nobody gives a fuck about you low IQ motherfuckers being mad because Devin Haney did what he was supposed to do. Ryan Garcia cheated. He continued to lie about it. But you don't say nothing about the other people that sued Ryan Garcia. That stuff is dry. But it'd be funny, soon as somebody make a joke about ICE or make a joke about y'all, then all of a sudden you get mad. That stuff about Devin Haney suing is dry now. Come with some new material. Come with some new material. Because I done told you, I can dish it out. I can dish it out. I can dish it out as well as I can take it. So if you want to go that direction with me, we go that direction. See, this ain't one of these channels where I'll let you say something and then, oh man, that's messed up. You said, I can take it to the gutter. I can take it to the gutter. I'm different like these other boxing content channels. I don't pull no punches. When I do these fights, I do my job. I do what I'm supposed to do. Listen, it's a few fighters that don't like me. That's fine. That's fine. But but everything is rhyme and reason. I will be respectful and cordial, and professional as possible. Everybody sees my professionalism when I go cover these fights. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be disrespected under no circumstance. And then while I'm doing these streams, I'm not going to let my people be disrespected. But we all knew this was coming. Oh, Terence Crawford. That's the thing. They can sit up there and watch a fighter get pulverized, get knocked out. There could be a fight where a brother fight a Mexican, and as soon as the bell ring, the dude throw one punch and he flatlined the dude, and they'll say he was running. Oh, he was running forward. And then let me tell you something. There's really no such thing as running if you going backwards, because technically you really can't run in a ring. It's called resetting. You know, it's got some people use the term getting on your bicycle, but really there's no such thing as running, because the true definition of running is basically, you know, going forward, you know, pushing your legs at a minimum of a maximum speed going forward. So technically there's no such thing as running in a boxing ring, but at the end of the day, that was just a terminology that they made, that they directed towards black people to minimize their skills, because to minimize their skill set, because basically a lot of these non-black fighters didn't have the mobility and skill set. If that's the case, then Lomachenko was a runner. See, they don't call Lomachenko a runner. They talk about his boxing IQ. They call what he does resetting. When did Lomachenko ever stand and go toe to toe with somebody? But they said he was a brilliant fighter, but Terence Crawford is a runner. See how they try to change the dynamic? Oh, listen, I cannot read any long paragraphs. Moderators, anybody say something disrespectful, block them. Don't put them on the timeout, block them. I can't read any of the comments because I'm driving. The only thing Terence Crawford did as far as running go, he was running his fist into Canelo's fucking face. Everybody giving this man credit, but see what it is, like in previous fights, the wrong guy won. And then the funny thing is, now all of a sudden these Mexicans that jumped on David Benavidez bandwagon. Oh, well, Terence Crawford should go fight David Benavidez, when y'all were basically saying David Benavidez didn't deserve a fight against Canelo. So now now all of a sudden you riding his coattail because you want revenge for Canelo through David Benavidez. And then some of you goofball still mad about Terence Crawford, you know, beating the brakes off of Errol Spence. You still mad about that. You can't get over that. So you still mad at Terence Crawford. So you root against Terence Crawford. And that's what I mean. You Negroes are never on code. Ever. Can y'all be on code for once in y'all life? And I mean, we don't have to like each other and all that kind of stuff. You think all these Hispanic fighters like each other, but they primarily on code. Now, I'm doing some research, and I'm going to ask around about Virgil Ortiz. Did he want to come in for sparring to help Terence Crawford with the Canelo fight? Virgil Ortiz allegedly said no. That hasn't been confirmed, but that was something Ellie put out there. I just found it amusing that people was trying to, Bud has earned the right to be called the best fighter on the planet, while they were trying to put Lomachenko in the mix and trying to anoint Lomachenko. And I was thinking the same thing. Who had Lomachenko beat to get considered number one pound for pound? Lomachenko never fought a legitimate pound for pound fighter in his life, his whole career. He fought people that was he fought people that was floating around. If you want to include Rigondeaux, okay, he beat Rigondeaux, but Rigondeaux, you know, was far smaller than Lomachenko. But if you look at that, if you look at afterwards, who did he really beat? Who did he really beat? But for some reason, and then what was so insulting, after like 10 fights, they were trying to say this dude was number one pound for pound. ESPN was trying to force that. And at the end of the day, and the thing about Lomachenko didn't have no fan base. Lomachenko had next to no fan base. And you can't say that I'm lying, because I covered a few of Lomachenko's fights. I covered the fight at the Staples Center. The whole top section was closed off. He didn't sell. But then you got people talking about Terence Crawford couldn't sell. First of all, I seen a fight at the MGM Grand. There wasn't no section of the MGM Grand that was closed off. I saw him fight at Madison Square. There wasn't no section at Madison Square Garden that was closed up. I saw Terence Crawford at the Michelob Ultra Arena, sold out. He sold out versus Errol Spence. He was selling out in Lincoln, Nebraska. He was selling out in Omaha, Nebraska. So how he didn't have a fan base, he didn't sell no tickets. But that's funny. You had people talking about that, you know what I'm saying? And then his last fight before Canelo had like 20,000 people there. So how was it, even though people were trying to put up fake videos about it wasn't nobody there and all that kind of stuff, I had several people that went to his fight in Los Angeles and confirmed that the place was packed. So there was always this you know, there was always this thing that they was trying to attach to Terence Crawford to minimize and depreciate what he was as a fighter and try to devalue. And it wasn't just white people or non-black, it was black people doing this, you know, with the Errol Spence fanatics and stuff. And like I said, I got into it with goofy people, you know, about Errol Spence wanted me to be an Errol Spence fanatic, you know, goofy John Coffey niggas and a few other people about that. Wasn't worried about it, but it is what it is. But there's always been this thing to try to minimize the skill set of the black fighter by calling him a runner. So you can elevate these that's what it really was. That was the plot, to elevate these non-black fighters like the Triple G's and the Lomachenkos and stuff of the world, because the black fighter was too dominant. So to minimize their skill set, well, you put somebody, you tell them to call the fight a certain way, you tell them to say certain things. You try to say if he's sitting up there, using good footwork, shifting, maneuvering. Oh, call him a runner. And specifically put that on a black fighter, because they specifically put that on black fighters. Look, the truth hurts. That black fighter is a runner, aka what that mean is this nigga is too good, or he making the other fighter look bad. So basically try to shame him into fighting the style he not comfortable with, just to try to prove himself. That's what Timothy Bradley was saying when Timothy Bradley, yes, that Ruslan Provodnikov fight was an exciting action-packed fight, but Tim Bradley didn't like the way he fought in that fight, which Tim Bradley got hurt really bad in that fight. Tim Bradley did tell me several times, off camera and on camera, that he didn't like the way he fought in that fight because of the backlash that happened with The Manny Pacquiao fight. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I want you to watch the Manny Pacquiao fight, the first Tim Bradley fight. The first Tim Bradley fight. It wasn't a robbery. See, what it was the pro Manny Pacquiao broadcasting, because Manny Pacquiao was the guy at the time. Now, Manny Pacquiao did beat Tim Bradley in the next two fights, and the funny thing was Tim Bradley was on the verge of winning the second fight, and all of a sudden, he just stopped fighting the way he should have kept fighting, and then Manny Pacquiao ended up winning the second fight. Watch that fight closely. I watched that Tim Bradley fight. See, on Tubi, those broadcasters are more objective. And they replayed Tim Bradley, Manny Pacquiao won. And I was one of the very few people that thought Tim Bradley won that first fight. And I stood on it. The people said I was a hater, just like Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. Devin Haney won that fight. Devin Haney broke one of Lomachenko's ribs. So he sent Lomachenko to the hospital because Lomachenko had one good round. He had a dominant 10th round. Oh, he won the fight. No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not. I'm going to say this again. Somebody got to say it. Might as well be me. But if you got Tubi, go to the top rank channel on Tubi, because Tubi, you could also, Tubi have channels. And they replayed Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley won. And the people that were calling the fight, that wasn't the HBO crew, they had Tim Bradley winning the first fight, as well as I did. See, yeah, it's all gonna come out tonight. And the next time I see Tim Bradley, I'm gonna tell him Tim Bradley did win that fight. They wasn't giving Tim Bradley credit for nothing he was doing, the counter punching, the combination punching. Every time Manny Pacquiao threw something, it was a ooh, ah, and oh, and Manny Pacquiao wasn't even landing some of those punches. Oh yeah, it's gonna come out tonight. It's all coming out tonight, this morning, whatever you want to call it. Because like I said, somebody got to say it. So this is part of the grand scheme of things. So then when the fight ended up going in Tim Bradley's favor, oh, this is a robbery. This is a robbery. Wasn't no damn robbery. Wasn't no damn robbery. I thought Tim Bradley won the fight. Just like another controversial fight they were saying was controversial, and it really wasn't. They was talking about the second fight with Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley won both those fights. Once again, if you watch it on Tubi, if you watch that fight on the Top Rank Network, where they got these other guys that's calling the fight, that's being more objective, once again, they had Sugar Shane Mosley winning the fight. You got to understand something. They have, when there's a fight telecast, they have different sets of people calling the fight. They just don't have what you would call the team, basically the network people calling the fight. Just like eventually you're going to see a version of Canelo and Terence Crawford, where you're going to hear other boxing analysts. They just don't have one set of analysts. Top Rank have their own analysts as well as the network analysts, if you didn't know that. Just like a lot of people didn't know they do the actual weigh-in for fights actually in the morning. And then they had a ceremonial weigh-in for the fans and everything like later on that day. See, I'm giving y'all some game. You see, y'all didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Your boy hooking it up for you. Your boy hooking it up for you. Because that's what I do. You know, I'm just breaking this down for you. But anyway, enough said. But I just want to say, cut the shit though. This is tired. It's your boy Town. I'm out.